Hello, and welcome to Grade.com Talks With. Today, we're talking with India Jonathan, Enrollment Specialist, and Jasmine Dackel, Recruitment Manager for Year Up, an organization whose mission is to close the opportunity divide by ensuring that young adults gain the skills, experiences, and support that will empower them to reach their potential through careers and higher education. And if you're new to our podcast, please press subscribe button either on YouTube or your podcast app, because today we're going to learn about an organization that is preparing youth to launch their careers and embark on the journey of adulthood. Hello, guys. Welcome to Grade.com Talks With. Very excited to have you here.
Hi, thank
for having
you.
us.
Wonderful. Could you please describe Year Up for someone who is not familiar with your work?
Absolutely. So Year Up is such a unique program. Thank you so much for sharing our mission with everyone. So we spend exactly a year with our students, and the first 6 months they go through a learning and development phase where we partner with a local college and they're able to gain skills through classes as well as Year Up classes and activities. And then their second 6 months, we're focused on pairing them with an internship that is based in their pathway that they have decided of their special interest. So usually it's information technology, it can be customer service, or cybersecurity for us locally in Atlanta, but it varies across our different markets. And of course, our goal is at the end of those second 6 months with internship is to have our students hired and receiving a career and job offer in a field that maybe otherwise they didn't have the opportunity or experience to step into. So they finish that year with education, skills, and of course, just feeling empowered to step into their dream career.
Wonderful. I see it as a bridge between before finishing university and before finishing university, as well as before embarking on a career path. So I remember when I was a student, I was quite confused about what I wanted to do. And your organization comes in this situation for students who are confused, but you provide a helping hand for them to decide and to test the waters. That's quite an interesting and useful platform, I believe so. Is the current education system preparing students enough to launch their careers?
So we think that the current education is preparing students. However, Year Up has a very unique approach to preparation. So we provide our students with the hands-on skills needed. A lot of times when you're in a traditional university or college setting, our students, they gain the knowledge, they have the insight, but they don't have the experience. So with Year Up, we'd like to use the term the opportunity divide. We recognize where there is a breach in learning how to apply those skills. And then we really provide our students with hands-on skills so that they're able to master that knowledge that they've previously gained in the classroom setting. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. So you're saying, if I understood it correctly, education system is preparing them, however, on theory, yet they need to understand how to implement those knowledge that they have gained in traditional education system and implement it and test it in real life. That's why the importance of Year Up, the importance of internship comes there. How can an internship prepare a student to launch their careers?
So then it goes back to that experience. So I know that you heard my colleague India mention we have it's a 1-year program, but it's divided into two 6-month quadrant. So we're able to really teach them. They're really engulfing in class from 8 until 5 p.m. every single day. And then when we match them with a corporate partner, those partners are then taking and cultivating their crafts, right? So whatever they learn in the classroom, the corporate partner is then teaching them, hey, this is how you do X, Y, and Z depending on your track, of course. I know that we mentioned that right now we have cybersecurity, information technology, and customer service. So depending on where they're interning, those experts and those companies are really teaching and showing our students the ropes. And our students are growing as young, budding professionals. And that's really giving them a leg up, because otherwise we'd have all of this knowledge, but not enough know-how in order to really grow in that capacity and add value.
Mm-hmm. So if I understood it correctly, when a student, for instance, if the regular student wants to find an internship, they send applications to like 500, and then they rarely get a reply. If they do get a reply, it's like 1%. And then out of that 1%, it goes even less to an interview. However, with you, they secure an interview, they secure as well as the internship with the potential of getting a job offer. Did I understand that correctly?
Yes, we have several staff members and really professionals who are working in every department for a year up. So then our corporate engagement team, that's our that's our power force. They're the ones going out, building the relationships with our corporate partners to ensure that 1% of internship applications, they're being read and then they're being interviewed and essentially becoming interns at those companies. So our corporate engagement team ensures that our interns have somewhere to actually go and grow as professionals.
That's incredible. That takes a lot of weight out of the students' shoulders, because from my own experience, job hunting and job search after you are graduating or when you are graduating can be a very stressful period. And when you have a person or an organization that can provide you a mentorship as well as opportunities for employment, that's something to appreciate. Could you please tell us more about what kind of students you work with? What's the backgrounds of the students?
Yes, absolutely. So as our mission goes, we are trying to close the opportunity divide. So essentially anyone that meets our requirements as far as the age. So right now our age requirement is between 18 to 26 here in the Atlanta market. We encourage them to apply. However, the students that we work with, they come from varying backgrounds. We're focused on students who essentially kind of fall in this unfortunate area as far as systematic approach, where maybe they because of the area that they grew up in, they aren't afforded the same opportunities that someone else has living in another zip code, that may be just 15, 20 minutes away. So we see students from all sorts of backgrounds, but I think that for us as a whole, we have a lot of students that are DACA recipients that maybe they're not eligible for financial aid because they're not a resident of the United States permanently. So Year Up comes in because we do cover the cost of tuition. So that's something that they don't have to stress about for that year. As for, if they were to go the traditional route and try to apply at a college and try to seek out financial aid, that's something that we take the stress away in, as well as students who maybe they have children, they may even be working right now, but they could feel stuck in a certain place in their, career, if you will, where they don't want to just work at the same job, for however long. And they feel like, well, I lack the education. I don't have the experience. So how can I actually build a career and future for myself without having that? So Year Up is just an answer to a lot of students' problems, really. They do get that mentorship, that one-on-one mentorship that we mentioned earlier, as well as the learning and development, the education, the internship skills as well. So a lot of our students, they're from varying backgrounds. We see immigrants, students from low income areas. That's primarily where a lot of our students are at. And it's just such a pleasure to be able to get to know them and how we can best serve them so that during that year, they get all of the access and resources they need to be successful in the program.
Mhm. That's very inspiring. Not every, you mentioned that not every person is provided the same opportunities based on the area that they live or based on the residency status that they have. But you targeting those students and you providing them a helping hands, as well as for people who are already working, but yet they want to try something new. They want to elevate their lifestyle and they want to improve their future and reach their full potential. And the fact that there are such organizations as yours who are there to help them to make a shift for their better future, both for themselves and for families, is wonderful. Could you please tell us if you have any data, how the life of students who go through your programs change? What kind of impact does your program make on the lives of students?
Yeah, sure. So the idea is that because of the demographic of students that we serve, our students, they often go from making minimum wage, so from engulfing themselves in minimum wage jobs, to really embarking upon meaningful careers. In a lot of ways, their entire life changes because we're introducing them into corporate America, which is a world that that they would not ordinarily, be a part of. So they'll go from making minimum wage to an increase to be kind of on average about $20 an hour. I have often joked with our students that, hey, you're going to be making more money than me soon, which is amazing because they really, really immerse themselves in a world of education, but also as you mentioned and India mentioned, because we provide wraparound services, they're growing as whole people. So their lives change. They become more educationally and professionally adept, but they also become individuals who are now cognizant of what they need mentally, psychologically, emotionally to grow as young professionals.
Wonderful. The fact that coming from a minimal wage, making minimum wage, they can probably triple, quadruple their income is a great support system. And I feel those students will feel a sense of accomplishments, a sense of fulfillment that they were able to change their life and make more money than they were able to before, and also have better network of people through the mentorship and through their coworkers, because you mentioned that they go through the educational program as well. However, then implementing that education, being surrounded by like-minded people, it's a wonderful opportunity for them to grow as a person and grow as a professional as well. That's incredible. How do you see your program impacting the lives of more students in the upcoming years?
So we are looking to impact as many lives as possible, always. We're doing a number of things to try to expand our outreach because the truth is everyone does not know about Year Up. Funny story, I was in the grocery store the other day, actually, and I overheard the cashier and the bagger just kind of talking. You can tell they probably were 17 or 18 getting ready to graduate high school. And they were just speaking about, what are you going to do? What school are you looking at? And he mentioned he might go into the Army, but he wasn't sure what he wanted to do. And I brought up Year Up to them because they had no idea that there's this program that will support them, help them figure out what they want to become, and give them skills. And we also do offer our students a stipend. It's not something that they can live off of, but just to help sustain in certain areas. So a lot of students really appreciate that about our program as well. But it really helps a lot of people just to reach certain things that they never thought possible. Students being able to buy homes, purchase new cars. I hear the stories all the time of how they never imagined they'd be able to do this, especially, if they were a single mother or someone that grew up in a low income family and they're the first ones to, take college courses and get hired at a Fortune 500 company. So we're really making a lot of impact. And I think over the next few years, especially with us being in this pandemic right now, we've seen the impact that it's had on students and losing their jobs. I hear it countless times due to COVID. So being able to have this opportunity is such an answer to a lot of problems. And we're doing everything we can to continue to get the word out and to share our message and our mission with as many people as possible.
Excellent. The more people learn about the program, the more people can apply, and the more people can get an opportunity to change their lives. That's the way to go.
Yes.
If someone would like to support Year Up, how can they do that?
Well, there are a plethora of ways that you can support Year Up, but the easiest way is to become a donor. You can visit yearup.org, and it's very simple steps to walk through and donate to our organization. And if you would like to become a corporate partner, or if you have students that would like to be a part of the program, you can use that same avenue. So yearup.org, and it's really easy peasy. So
wonderful. For you listening, the link to the website of yearup.org will be provided in the link in this description, so you can learn more about the wonderful work that Year Up is doing. And if you would like to support the organization, as Jasmine mentioned, there are several ways and you can take action. Thank you so much, India and Jasmine. It was my pleasure to get to know about the wonderful work that you are doing at Year Up and changing the life of students.
Thank you for having us.
For you listening, if you enjoyed this conversation, please press the like and share button, because this will show the YouTube and podcast algorithm the education and providing opportunities for students from low-income families and for students for DACA recipients is very important. And programs such as Year Up can make a change for the better direction of the lives of people who go through the program. Thank you, and see you in the next episode.